Good morning and welcome to this week's PFL podcast. I'm Curtis Chandler and we've got a lot to report on today. This week we're tracking new tank car tariffs, the Iran war into its ninth week, 3 Enbridge developments, and the revised UP-NS merger to hit the STB's desk on Thursday of this week. Stocks closed mixed on Friday of last week and mixed week over week. See PFL's report for further details on this one. In overnight trading, Dow futures are pointing lower and are expected to open at 49,303 points, down 89 points from Friday's close. WTI crude closed down $1.45 per barrel to settle at $94.40 per barrel, but was up $10.55 per barrel week over week. WTI is poised to open at $96.40 per barrel, up $2 per barrel from Friday's close. 2 notable inventory moves happened last week. Propane and propylene stocks climbed by 2.1 million barrels and now are 69% above the 5-year average for this time of year. Distillates fell by 3.4 million barrels and remain 8% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Total commercial petroleum inventories decreased by 1.8 million barrels. See PFL's rail report for all petroleum inventory levels. On the rails, total North American weekly rail volumes were up 1.3% versus the same week last year. 8 of the AR's 11 major traffic categories posted year-over-year increases, led by grain, which was up 19.17%, while forest products was the loser, down 13.17%. On rig counts, North American rig count was up by 1 rig week over week. The U.S. currently has 545 active rigs out there. Canada has 130 active rigs. Year over year, we are down 41 rigs collectively. Now to the stories we were watching out there for you. The lead story last week was tank car tariffs. This is a big one, folks. The 25% Section 232 tariff on imported rail tank cars and access wheels and couplers took effect on April 6, superseding the free trade agreement exemptions that previously allowed for duty-free import on Mexican-built cars. With roughly 75% of tank car production sitting in Mexico, builders with Mexican exposure will have to pass that 25% straight through to shippers if they can. Existing equipment values just got a lot of tailwind. PFL is fielding a lot of questions out there from customers wondering whether or not to pull orders. See our report. On the Iran war front, into its 9th week, and with Hormuz effectively closed, crude has been up 65% this year. President Trump extended the ceasefire indefinitely while Washington waits for a new proposal from Tehran and the blockade remains in place. There were 3 big Enbridge stories last week. First, Enbridge appropriation may heavy crude nominations on the main line cut by 14% at Superior, Wisconsin, the highest reading since TMX came online. Second, Ottawa approved Enbridge $4 billion Sunrise natural gas expansion on Friday of last week, which is the first major pipeline approved under Prime Minister Carney's era. And third, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled unanimously against Enbridge in the Line 5 jurisdictional fight, sending it back to the Michigan Attorney General case to battle in the state. If Enbridge Line 5 goes down, displacement question for tank cars hauling crude and NGL becomes immediate and very large. We don't think it's possible. Finally, the revised UP-NS merger application is due to the this Thursday, April 30th. UP and NS have had 2 months to address the deficiencies that other Class 1s ripped apart in their December and January filings. See today's report and read on what strategic uncertainty means for tank car owners and weighing long-term lease structures. At PFL, we offer storage, leasing, subleasing, car cleaning, repair, flaring, scrapping, nitrogen generation, and transloading services. If you found today's report useful, please share it with a colleague and tell them shoot us an email to get it put on our distribution list. Thanks for listening today, and please read PFL's report and be safe out there, folks.